Hey, just because you blood doesn't mean that you're family. Because remember, it is love that make you family and blood makes you related. If you are having a family drama or things happening in your family and maybe there's division that's going on within your family, just know that God can replace those people. Okay? Not replace them like we don't want them to go, you know what I mean? But replace them where someone else can fill that void, and that may be a friend, it may be even be a complete stranger. God has a way of filling those voids, because I think one of the things that happen is we think, oh well, you know what, this is my sister, we're blood, this is my brother, we're blood, this is my niece or my nephew, or this is my cousin, we are blood. I used to be under the illusion that just because they were family, that mean that they actually love me. That is not always true. They may like you, they may appreciate you, but sometimes that does not equate into sincere and genuine love. But God can send you wonderful friendships, friends that will, I have friends in my life that I don't even consider them to be friends. I consider them to be maybe nieces or nephews, or, I consider them to be a sister or a brother. And we are not even biologically related, but they have filled this wonderful void in my life. So if you lose a family member, or if there's, separation or division in your family, know that God can work that all out, okay? And maybe He will, along the way, choose to mend that relationship, or maybe God will choose to still have that relationship severed. I'm learning too that, a lot of people in their family, they don't have a relationship with their family members. They don't have relationships with maybe their siblings, their brothers, and their sisters. And I'm learning, even from my own personal experience, that God can replace those very people. So if you think that you've lost, your family or your loved ones, or, someone that you're related to by blood, just know, listen, God always have a replacement, okay? God always have a ram in the bush, as the Bible talks about. So you don't have to worry about that. So look at it in terms of that as well. And even like, for example, the holiday is coming up and you might feel like, oh, I really don't have family, and Thanksgiving coming up and I don't really have family. Yes, you do. You absolutely do. If you don't have anyone, God hasn't sent those people to fill that void in your life, you have God. And listen, and when I tell you that's the best person to have, when I tell you that is the best family member to have, so, not only is He love us because we're blood or because we are biological, He love us because of who He is. So don't ever feel like, oh, well, my family's having drama, and, and like I said, some people don't have relationships with even their mother or their father. Wonderful scripture in the Bible, and it talks about how when my mother and father forsake me, God will take me up. God will take care of me, right? So if you don't have a rapport with your siblings or your mother or your father, you have to ask God to give you a discerning spirit. God